Hello, welcome to this new episode of the Alex Show TV. This episode is from August the 1st of the year 2025. Today's a Friday. And today we're gonna mix it up a little bit. It's a little bit change of pace of the good 2-3 months we have been sharing episodes about Nothing Belongs to You, about the inner power. You have the power to beat depression. All these things we have been talking about, which in a way is a big subject, just different angles of the big subject of self-discovery, of self-power. We're going to touch some different subjects. These are more abstract subjects. In a way, they're more specific. They're more specific information, specific stories. I just want to clarify that I'm not an expert on any of these subjects. I know a little bit about them for years now. I can always give you my intuition, my feelings on these subjects. I hope you like it. I hope you resonate with that. And I also want to say that all of these subjects we're going to talk about, the Demiurge, the alleged creator of the Matrix, the Book of Enoch, the Lost Gospel of Thomas, etc., etc. There are like 7-8 shows coming of similar subjects, that all of these stories have, in a way, have a different. Sorry, I got distracted by a notification on my phone. All of these stories have different angles, have different positions, and I notice when I talk to them, to some people that have investigated more than me, I think the programming that we have to be right, that we have to be in a way that we have to have the right story in our minds. And some people say, no, you're wrong, Enki and Enlil, they're not like that. For example, they're not brothers, they're parents, they're father and son, that the Demiurge was not created by Sophia, it's a fallen angel. And I ask, is it really that important that we're so textbook perfect with these stories when, again, the truth is inside us? Again, if you listen to these stories, I'm sure you're going to figure out what's the real deal inside you with that little bell you have, that inner intuition to the universe that's going to tell you, yeah, like that, yeah, not. That's why I say it's not necessary to be revealing all this information about the Matrix and how this world operates, because people know, people figure out things, and that's what's happening. I was asked on the Spanish channel recently on a live stream that I was invited to participate, why do I feel we're in a good moment, we're in a changing moment, we're in this beautiful moment in humanity? Because people are figuring things out, exactly. Because people are listening to their intuition. Because people are saying, even if I read this, my intuition in a book, or even if I saw this in a video of someone external to me, my own intuition is telling me a different thing. So I figure things out. Yes, thank you. So I say, listen to me if you want to, but don't take things literally. Make them go through you, and you are gonna, if there's resonation, it's just gonna kickstart something in you that you are gonna figure things out. We have 2 support videos to watch. Let's start with the first one. Again, this is a very mainstream story, so the support video is impossible to find a positive connotation. So I'm sorry, the notifications, I usually don't have a problem at this time, and someone is trying to get a hold of me. But let's start with the first video. I'll continue giving you my thoughts on this short Friday episode of Demiurge, the creator of the Matrix.
Who was Jesus referring to when he spoke of the prince of this world? Was he referring to the satanic god, creator of this prison called the world? Why would the master say, you are in the world, but you are not of this world? And yes, Jesus was referring to the Demiurge, the inept god who, believing himself equal to the unknowable one, tried to imitate him in his creation. We are talking about Yaldabaoth, the great Archon, the god described in the Old Testament, the genocidal Satan who ordered the mutilation of genitals and who, through trial and error, presents himself as a creator in an attempt to match the creation of the unknowable one. But why did Jesus claim that we are not of this world? According to Gnosis or forbidden knowledge, human beings are spirits imprisoned in the matter of this world, and we need to be liberated through the knowledge of the truth that sets us free. First of all, let us remember that in the early centuries of our era, in various Gnostic currents, the figure of the creator God of this world was equated with an evil, unjust, and satanic being. Thus, for example, Gustavo Adolfo Becker describes how the God whom religions consider the creator, Brahma, creates worlds like bubbles and experiments with them, sometimes succeeding and sometimes not. So when Jesus spoke of the prince of this world, he was not referring to the perfect God, but to an inept God who often created things poorly. A God who regrets creating things and ends up destroying them because they do not seem right to him. Some of the things he claims to create turn out a bit better than others, though this does not mean that any of them are perfect. In this way, he keeps trying and experimenting over and over again.
Okay, so I start now with my feelings on the Demiurge, on this story, okay? This story basically saying that this world, this reality, more than this world, is a matrix, which I don't agree is something, it's not programming, it's not a simulation, it's not something that is not real. It's physical, and actually that's its power, that is physical. So remember when I say that pain only works in the physical, okay? Only works in the physical world, in the material world, okay? And I put the example when you go to sleep, pain stops. Yes, yes, that's why it's even a protection mechanism, and you can see it in movies, in series, when there's, for example, war, and someone says, "I just want to go to sleep," and they say, "No, no, no, to sleep you die." Yes, yes, because what's happening is a protection mechanism that you're really physically dying, and you are in such pain that you go to sleep and the pain stops, and also you physically die because you lost blood or something, or you got hit with a bullet or something like that. But you see that expression that people are sleepy and they say, "I just want to go sleep," and whoever is trying to help is stay awake, because staying conscious in a way could keep you physically in pain but alive. Okay, so the creation of the Demiurge is, first of all, it's why the Demiurge did this to us, why the Demiurge created this trick of the matrix. So we come here as a divine spark, as spirits. I said many times, the purpose or the reason that most of us are here is because there were cries for help from planet Earth that reach out all through the universe, saying this planet needs help. So as beings of full empathy, in the level of frequency of vibration that we have transcended, separation, that we have transcended hate, that we have transcended fear. It's very important. You are not fearful to come to another planet if, as an empath, full being, full of love, if help is required, if assistance is required. So you come here as a divine spark, as a spirit, and then you are in this matrix. It's like falling into, quicksand or something like that. And it's so difficult to explain that what the Demiurge created, because basically it's a matrix that, through making you forget who you truly are, makes you think you are this vulnerable, small, physical being that is going to be trapped here forever. Forever, yes, through eternal cycles of reincarnation, apparently to improve your soul or to evolve your soul. Okay, that you are going to make mistakes in this matrix, physical matrix, that we are set up to make mistakes. We are not given the proper information. We are consciously blocked from accessing our inner self, or inner truth, or inner intuition. And so you come here and over again. And when you physically die, that you are a divine spark again, you are interrupted in your process that you probably want to live, and not because you're upset. It's not like that. It's because you are done. Okay, in this expression you had, this life you had, you are onto something else. Same as you came here, you could go, or you might wanna go as a divine spark, as a spirit somewhere else. But the process is, of course, they know this, that the Demiurge knew this, that you are gonna, through the programming you receive all your life, that you are gonna be judged when you die. You are judged, and please remember, in eternal love, in true love, the love of the Creator is without judgment and conditions. So why are you judged if that's not something from the Creator? It comes from a false Creator. It comes from a semi-creator, semi-God, the Demiurge. He created that judgment that you are going to be put in the position that yourself, you are going to decide to come back. You're going to get convinced that you have to come back one more time. They're going to say that just do it one more time. You need to come back. You're almost there. Just come back one more time to clean your mistakes and you're gone. You can leave this matrix. They're going to say that. And oh, by the way, so you have all the possibilities to make it, all the possibilities. So you're basically free of any previous things. We're going to clear your conscious mind. So you don't remember any of this. You don't remember this conversation. You don't remember accepting that you want to come back. You don't remember anything. You're just going to be a newborn baby that doesn't know anything at all in your conscious mind. Of course, that process, I probably should do a show on this interesting concept that that some children start remembering their past lives consciously with great detail. So the cleanup process, that the forgetting process of the conscious brain didn't work for some reason. I don't know what specifically how that happens. And it's not through the process, for example, that I and many, I'm not special, many have gone through millions, billions, or for example, hypnotic therapy or other type of therapies that you go and remember your past lives. And they start getting also, they start coming back consciously in a way. I need to make a quick stoppage. Unfortunately, I was very bothered through this show. I don't want to really redo it. I think it's going fine. I need to make a quick stoppage. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. So as I was telling, basically the story of the Demiurge is he created this physical, dense matrix, we want to call it reality. I think it's a better word, because matrix is very confusing. That we come here as spirits, we forget who we are, we forget we're spirits, we think we're humans, we think we're physical, we think I'm sorry to say it if it's a little bit blunt, but we think we're animals in a way. We think we are born and then we die and that's it. And of course, the religions offer the solution or the information after that. It's all based on your actions. That's not how the Creator works, because remember, unconditional love from the Creator doesn't have any conditions or judgment. So basically, you are in this quicksand. You are in this, in this situation that you come back and back and back, and sometimes you're getting even farther away of remembering who you truly are. And the solution to the matrix, and the solution to basically, it's remembering that you are this divine spark, that you are here because you want to be here. That I've heard many times this expression, we're followers, we're, in a way, it's a trick. We are the ones that say, okay, I'm going to come back one more time. Maybe, I mean, it's like, I remember using this metaphor. It's like someone selling something to you that you don't really want, and then you accept and say, okay, I'm going to buy one more from you because I'm done. Okay, I'm tired. Okay, let's buy one more time. Because they know you're in a way remembering who you truly are, and they have no power to keep you here. When we die and we become pure spirits, they have absolutely no power to keep you here. Okay, so it's a little bit upsetting. It's a little bit disturbing. You have to be patient. You have to do it through gratitude, through love. You cannot be upset. You are not going to try to fight them. It doesn't work that way. But they cannot keep you here. But they're going to insist, and they're going to play with your guilt. They're going to play with everything they can. So I say they present religious figures to you, and these religious figures speak to you. Hey, Alex, you need to go to heaven, or you need to go here, or you need to go to your judgment, or you need to go back. I mean, they call heaven the reincarnation cycle. I mean, going back to Earth to fix things, okay? But they initially tell you that you are going to, and they present you family members that have transcended, and they present everything they can to touch fibers in you, to want you to keep this attachment to this reality, to want you to keep this attachment to the matrix, okay? And as soon as you say yes, you are not in that moment, but you are going to this cycle, this line, to get reinserted, and you're going to forget everything. You're going to forget that process, and you're going to come back here one more time to live this life very similar to what you had. And yes, there are so many options in this life. You could be air quote successful, have a lot of money, have a lot of power, have basically a disease-free life, have, enjoy it, enjoyments. They're all part of the matrix, these enjoyments, these pleasures, okay? And then you have a next life that you suffer. And they even play, and that for me is so sudden. They even play that that's you. You deserve that. You deserve to come back to suffer. So you pay for your previous sins and mistakes. And none of that is universal. None of that works that way in the universe. It's part of this creation of the Demiurge. Okay. So let's watch the second video, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this Friday episode.
The creation of this God is full of mistakes. It is not perfect, and therefore this world and everything that exists in it is imperfect. In the ancient texts, we see, for example, that time and again such a creator had to annul everything, wipe it out, and start a new experiment in an attempt to finally achieve something that would satisfy him, something that will never happen since he's not all-powerful. This is also supported by physics. Albert Einstein, for example, maintained that the universe we inhabit is not something infinite, but rather is like a kind of bubble in which all of creation is contained. He adds that this creation is limited and no one knows what lies outside of it. For its part, primordial gnosis does claim to know, and this is what we will be discussing in our upcoming articles. According to the sacred texts of the major religions, we find accounts of events and actions that show that the God of this world is an imperfect being who plays with the duality between good and evil, depending on what best suits his plans. And this is why in this text he often appears as a vengeful, wrathful, arrogant, insecure, and indecisive God. A God who loves sacrifices in his name, genocides, and who commands the killing of other peoples to seize their possessions, their lands, their people, and their livestock. A God who orders the killing not only of enemies, but also of women, children, and animals. A genocidal God, the same one who caused the flood together with his team of traitorous aliens. We see this recounted not only in the Bible, but also in the ancient Sumerian tablets. This God likes to be admired, to be worshipped, to be served, to be feared, to be obeyed. He likes temples built in his honor, rituals, precepts that fulfill his ordinances, and prayers raised to him. He is satisfied by the pain of creatures, by torture and suffering. The ancient Gnostics said that this God had a name, and it was Yaldabaoth, which means son of chaos, and Overva.
Okay, there is really not much more to say. Basically, that the Demiurge, and it's what is called a semigod. It's not really a god, and he wanted to be the creator. He didn't have enough of being part of creation. We're all the one, and the one is everyone. And he wanted more than that. He wanted to be revered. He wanted to be worshipped as the creator. What is not the creator? Okay, and we know it, and that's why Einstein said there's something outside the system. Okay, I'm not a fan of Einstein. I said that many times, but I think that's one of his better, quotes or better situation when he mentioned that there's something outside. And theories like flat Earth and that there's a dome and there's a physical matrix and there's a simulation and all of that, they're just puzzles. They're just, they're trying to get us more and more and more confused and in fear and in doubt, so we don't really connect to the real creation. This is going to sound very, very strange, but there's a fake creation in this reality, and then there's a real creation outside of it that we can connect through our heart, through our inner connection. Okay, so I hope it makes sense. This is not even a negative show. It's not even a negative topic. Whatever you want to talk, this play that we're I remember one of my early shows, I say, oh, life is a play. I mean, you come here, and as long as the play has willing, people that want to see it, the play is going to keep going. So this matrix and the work of the Demiurge is going to keep going as far as people really think this is all there is, okay? When we understand and are able to connect to our divine spark and understand what our spirit's having a dense, difficult, yes, experience in this quicksand of matrix life, everything's gonna be fine. And that's why I'm very at peace that, this is just temporary. This is just something we have to experience in a way. I don't think there's really an understanding or a learning to be done here. The only part is you come to these realities, you're tricked into coming to the realities, you are not a victim because you allow it. And then the real possible only learning is discover who you are because you're fine. You discover who you are, you're out of here, and you're going to be perfectly fine. So hope you enjoyed this semi-short, it's probably not short, Friday episode. Everything's okay. I shall see you back on Friday. If there's a chat, I'll see you on Monday. You know how that works. Have a great weekend. Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover your true self. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and to serve others. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover your true self? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to the universe. Simply ask, who am I? Where do I come from? What is my purpose? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about this reality start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering your true self equals to real freedom. Your self-imposed limits will fall and you will be ready to understand this reality, but you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will set up a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, lust, envy, violence, justice, true violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only your egoic mind and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Thank you very much for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@thealexshow.tv. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.thealexshow.tv. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very